Welcome back, beautiful souls. This is Dawn Reichert with Happy to be here today. Purposeful wisdom. Thank you for being here. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I really, really appreciate all the support you guys are giving to help me grow this channel. As you guys know, this is a healing platform for those of you who are looking for guidance, looking for wisdom, looking on how to heal yourself in different ways. I have the privilege of talking to so many amazing professionals in their respective fields to provide you guys with as many resources as possible in your journey of healing. And without further ado, I'm super, super excited to introduce to you guys today's guest, Rachel Garrett. Rachel is an RN and CCH. Rachel, I'm going to ask you what CCH means here in a second. But her mission is to help inspire and facilitate healing through her podcast. Guys, she's got a podcast too called the Spiritual Spotlight Series. Check it out. It's awesome. She has the privilege of interviewing extraordinary individuals from all walks of life who have encountered profound spiritual experiences. Her gratitude extends to the deep connection she's established with various beings through the Akashic records. And these people are dedicated to aiding humanity in transformative healing journeys. So recognizing her divine healing abilities and an unwavering commitment to uncovering the obstacles in one's past and present, Rachel is devoted to revealing an incredible future for her clientele.
Thank you for having me on.
Guys, for those of you who don't know, I was on Rachel's podcast a little while back.
Yes.
I was privileged to be part of her Spiritual Spotlight series. So it was only necessary to get her on mine because I really wanted to dive deep into the Akashic records, into crystals, into all this beautiful knowledge that you have. So I definitely want to start out by saying thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on. I'm really excited.
Yes, I'm so excited. I would love to start out with the Akashic records, of course. I know that's something you specialize in. Where did you get started, and what are they for people that don't know what this is?
Perfect. So I guess when I first started, I really started with energy healing. So I'm a master IET instructor, which is integrative energy therapy, and that's working with the 9 healing angels and getting the issues out of their tissues. And then it transformed into, I wanted to learn more about like what somebody is going through, what are their loops, what are their struggles, because we all have, and we've talked about this on my show about, not being enough, not feeling worthy of love, and like where does that come from? So that led me to the Akashic records, and the Akashic records in a sense is kind of it's your soul book, it's your life book. It's from when your soul was incepted from many, 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 many lifetimes ago until now. It carries every thought, every deed, every experience. And that's what I love about the records. It's a very powerful computer in a sense. And really anyone can access it. Anyone can extract information from it. And it's helpful for, okay, I'm thinking about moving, and maybe you want to get a reading, or maybe you want to talk to your friend. And what I like about the Akashic records is like it's bird's eye view,
Ooh,
so
okay.
your masters, teachers, guides will all come in and they'll kind of give you like, if this is for your best and highest good. It's not like yes or no questions. It's more what if, well, why is this pattern keep coming up for me? Why is it that I'm struggling with abundance? And they'll go in and they'll tell you like, okay, well, this happened in a past life. This is how you heal it. This is how you move forward from it. And that's really what I love about the records. And it's good about clarity on your purpose. So this is everyone asks us this. What is my soul's purpose? What am I here for? What are my divine gifts? Because we all have divine gifts. We all have a purpose within us, but sometimes we need a little bit of, pulling it out of us. That's what I love about the records. I love the records.
Oh, and I love that. No, I love that because it almost seems like, I feel like people in general, things often feel very difficult and hard for us to figure out as human. That is the question people ask themselves. What is my purpose? Who am I? Why am I here?
Yeah.
So I feel like this is almost a straight shot direction. If you can tap into this,
Yeah.
it's almost as if you could kind of take a shortcut. Like maybe you could avoid a lot of heartache in your life of, hey, this is the source. This is what you
Yeah.
need to do to change it. Boom, boom. And there you go. Like it seems very simple.
It is. And it's actually something that I do teach. I actually just taught a class on Saturday about how to access the Akashic records. And it's good for people that are, honestly, anyone can access the records as long as they have, a willing heart to be open, to really like be sunken into, okay, I'm going within. Because all of our power, and we've talked about this, is within. But
Right.
like you said, let's supercharge it and access the records. I was reading this book the other day, and it talks about, like, because we're all intuitive beings. Well, let's imagine you're on a stage and you're the actor, the main actor. Well, the spotlight's on you. Well, that's your intuition. But the lights go on, you see the whole crowd, the whole balcony. Well, that's the Akashic records. That's everything else. So I just love it.
Now, how could like so I meditate
Yeah.
and that's still a practice
Hmm.
for me for going on over 4 years now.
Yeah.
I am nowhere, and I'll just say it. I have, I've tried before, like to access. How does one access this, especially when, let's say you're not really familiar with meditating? Does
Yeah.
meditation even involve accessing this? Like, how does this all work?
So, I mean, for anyone that's looking to start accessing the Akashic records, I would recommend either getting a book or start taking a course. Only because there are some things you do have to learn about going into the records, and there's some guidelines. Not like, oh my gosh, but it's more like, okay, hey, like, like, don't. No.
Right.
But I mean, I would recommend seeking out a course like Linda Howe. She has wonderful books about how to access the Akashic records. Maureen Saint Germain has really good books about accessing the records. If you're somebody who works with the angels, Archangel Metatron, like he's one of the guardians. He is the guardian of the Akashic records. And really, honestly, I do think a willingness and an intent to open up the records, even if you have training or not, as long as you're in high vibration and you're setting that attention, I do think you can go into it. I'm somebody also who I do energetic meditations just because my mind is always like, oh, I gotta do 5 million things. So I like to play meditations in the background that will
Okay.
work with my energetic body, where my mind, because my mind always gets me in trouble, isn't focused on what this person is saying in the background. That's what I do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, that makes perfect sense. Absolutely. And I'm definitely going to look for myself even into those books too and
Yeah.
see. And obviously, I want to like book a reading with you. Like, let's see if you can help me tap into my Akashic
Can
records
help
here. Like,
everyone. Past
listen,
lives,
I'm gonna be
personas.
42 in a few weeks. I'm done wasting time. Let's just jumpstart this. Like, really, like, yeah, let's just like propel this.
I
That's just
love it.
where I am. No, I love that. So, and you guys know I will always put descriptions
Yeah.
into the description box when our recording's over so that if people want to reach out to you, definitely we can set that up for you too, Rachel. I want to kind of shift gears here because I'm super excited about the crystals.
Crystals. Yes.
Now, for many of my viewers, they know they always see me wearing a crystal
Hmm.
and they know I'm a beautiful blend of awesomeness when it comes to healing. I just kind of gravitate towards everything all at once, and crystals are a huge part of my healing
Of
process.
course.
And I wanted to be able to share that with the viewers. And hence, that's why Miss Rachel is on because she specializes in crystals. So, what are crystals used for? Let's start there because I feel like people are like, oh, well, it's just a rock.
It's just a
And
rock.
it's so
You
much
throw it
more than
at someone's
that.
face. So CCH means certified crystal healer. So that's what that means.
Yeah.
Um, so crystals honestly can be used for anything. I mean, they can be used to help raise up your vibration. They can be used to help bring you peace, to bring you clarity. They can help you to access divine wisdom. Like if I have, when you get more into using crystals, you meditate with crystals, you use crystal grids. I mean, crystals they're in our phones. They're
Yep.
within everything. Okay, let's talk about the Earth's core. It's a crystalline core. And for
Right.
us to feel balanced, we have to be grounded to that crystalline core. So just walking outside, you're walking on a big crystal. So
Yeah.
so what I love
Surprise, guys. You know,
Shark
right?
so I mean, crystals can be used for, I mean, there's so many different things that crystals can be used for. I mean, one of the things, so what crystals are good for and the reason why they work, that's probably what people really want to know sometimes. It's like, okay, so they all vibrate at a different rate. So different, let's say frequency, different vibration. So I'm going to pick up, I have a smoky quartz right here. All right.
Okay.
This is vibrating at a certain frequency. Well, so is all of our body parts is vibrating. It's called DOR, is vibrating at a different rate. The difference between this crystal and my body is that my body is an entropy. So it's breaking down. Like, yay, we're aging. That's a fact of life. This crystal can raise up these organs and these parts of my body to where this is vibrating. So if I'm having a bad day and if I'm sad and maybe I want to be happy and I want something to cheer me up, well, maybe I'll pick up a rose quartz to bring. This is sorry, this is only rose quartz I can find. Um, a rose quartz. Well, this is going to help bring up my heart to the vibration of this heart, and it doesn't pull me down. No, crystals will pull you up. And that's what
Right.
I love so much about crystals, and that's why they work. And they're also just, they're pretty. Like, who doesn't want to hold a pretty thing and just be like, oh, this brings me joy? I mean, you pray with crystals, you meditate with crystals, you set up
Hey,
crystal grids. They just, there's, I use them to access past lives. I use them for healing. Like, they amplify my abilities and they really amplify anything that I'm doing. You know, like crystal quartz is a big amplifier. It's also
right.
inexpensive. That's why I love crystals. They're the bomb.com.
I
Even if you don't
know.
know why they work, they just do.
Right. Right. And everything is energy. I mean,
Yeah.
so it makes sense, and especially when I started learning about crystals, and I'm nowhere near the knowledge that you are with them. I just know I've seen one and I think it's pretty and I
Yeah.
know the general of what it's used
Of
for, and I'll
course.
just gravitate towards that and put it in my house.
Mm-hmm.
So how would one start out? Obviously, I know there's tons of books out there that
Oh
people
yeah.
can access. There's
Mm-hmm.
tons of information, but let's just say people want to cleanse the vibration of
Sure.
their house. What would be a good crystal for that? To cleanse any negativity out of their home.
Got it.
Where would they start with that?
So, a couple crystals come to mind. First being selenite. So, this is what selenite looks like. This is a selenite, like, so selenite's also good for cleansing other crystals. So,
Oh,
I
good.
can take, so the selenite stick, I can take my crystals and put it on here and it's cleansing. I can also take this selenite and go around my house. There's small ones too. You can go around your house setting the intention, clear away any negative energies, anything that no longer belongs here. Move this around and open up your windows, maybe sweep out your doorway,
Right.
do something physical while you're working with the crystal. Selenite is also good for cleansing your energetic body. You can take a circle of selenite sticks, and like you said, like we're all energetic beings. Energy follows intention. So I'm going to say to my selenite sticks, because you can program your crystals, all right, please sweep my body from up and down. So if I'm standing in the circle of the selenite energy, just imagine that elevator of energy going up and down. I can also take it and rub my body with it. Other
Right.
great crystals, black tourmaline is really good for transmuting negative energy. You can grid your doorways. So some people, like my doorways in my house are gridded. My doorways at work are gridded. So I have one on each point. You can get double-sided stick tape. Something so fun.
Right.
But just get like black tourmaline. Another good one, shungite. So I have shungite. It's a black one. I have shungite everywhere because it's good for EMF radiation. It's good for like helping you keep connected when we're doing these interviews. So that's why I like shungite. Another really good one for us empaths and our sensitive people,
Yes, please.
bronzite. Bronzite is a brown stone, and that's actually when you hold it, it's interesting. It will help you to not take things personally. So, and it's almost like I see it as like a force field. I was going
Ooh.
through a couple years ago. I was taking things. I can be sensitive. I'm a sensitive gal sometimes. I'll take things personally when people don't mean it. Well, even though they do mean it, whatever. Bronzite's good for taking that away from me and taking that energy off of me, which I like. Those are some good ones.
Absolutely. I think that's a great one for empaths.
Oh, it's a bronzite.
Seriously.
100%. I recommend anyone that is an empath to get bronzite. I 100. You can get it off Amazon, Etsy, wherever. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, when you say grid, just so that viewers understand, exactly does a grid do?
So let's say if I'm gridding my doorway, so let's imagine that this is my door. Okay, so I put a crystal here, a crystal here, a crystal here, crystal here. Well, it sets up this crystalline force field. So when people are going through this grid, they're gonna feel that energetic healing. So you can even do it for, like, let's say you want to increase abundance. So maybe I'm going to put malachite on my doorway, whatever it is that you resonate with at the time. That's so a grid. And you can set up a crystal grid really, like, in your home. If really for anything, you can set it up for if you want to increase love in your life, you want to increase abundance in your life, you want to just have peace. You can set up a grid. I also set up, you can even like go, well, we'll get there. That's what a grid is. I liken it to a force field. Like
and that's exactly how I'm picturing it in my mind space here. It's just like, it's almost like this indivisible force field to just like cleanse or bring in.
It's like zoop, zoop.
Right, exactly. Just to vibrate with that crystal.
Absolutely.
So what would you recommend because a lot of people that do work with crystals, or for my viewers that are learning about crystals and possibly bringing them into their healing, what would be a good crystal, let's say, for just to get rid of the negative mindset, like they feel lost, they feel sad? What would be something to help them overcome that in a way?
So I would recommend amethyst. Amethyst is considered a master healer. It's a purple crystal. Amethyst is probably one of the most popular crystals. It is amazing. There are other crystals like for feeling sad. Let me think. I would probably go amethyst, rose quartz, which is a pink stone, also inexpensive. And I'm gravitating right now to fluorite.
Yes.
Fluorite is, these are, oh no, that's blue onyx. This is fluorite. So fluorite can come in a lot of different colors.
I have fluorite.
I love fluorite. Fluorite is also good for helping you to focus. So when you're feeling overwhelmed and you're like, oh my gosh, why can't I get my head straight and get this project going and this and that? Grab yourself a piece of fluorite. It also, oh, this is so true. I'm like thinking in my head because I have it at work too. So if I'm having a difficult conversation with someone, I put the fluorite between myself and the person at my desk, and it will like transmute that so we can have a more productive meeting. Because sometimes you're going to have these.
Right. Of course.
But fluorite is good for kind of muting that energy down. And I also feel like it helps people to kind of get what you're trying to say to them. So I have fluorite at my office. I have fluorite, I have shungite, and I have black tourmaline. I think I have some more too.
Nice. Okay.
Fluorite's good. Fluorite comes out different colors. There's like a yellow fluorite. Purple is the most popular one. Green. It comes in tons of colors. It's amazing.
Nice. And do they all do the same thing? It's just different colors?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the other thing I want to say is that if you pick up a crystal, and if it doesn't if this is a traditional, like this is smoky quartz, this is good for grounding or whatever. Right. But if maybe you hold it and it opens up your heart, that's okay. Like, we don't have to all subscribe to this is what this crystal is supposed to do. Right. It's kind of like saying, well, I work with the angels and this angel looks like this. Well, Archangel Michael might appear to me as a butterfly, and he might appear to you as a tall, giant green being. Like, so it doesn't like, so if you're like, you know what, I want to use this to bring in more abundance, then do that. Whatever it calls you, like, the crystal is going to work with you the way that you want it to work with it. So that I do want to say that. you know,
No,
but
I'm actually really glad you said that because I think, it does look different for everyone.
yeah,
And with me, I just gravitate towards, I don't even know what they are. And I just
right.
feel gravitated toward them. And I'll be like, oh, I don't know if this is what it's used for, but I want to put this on my wrist today and wear that
Yeah,
as my bracelet because I feel I need to ground myself. And
100%.
technically it may not be
The grounding
used
crystal.
for, but there is no wrong way to
No.
heal.
Mm-mm.
Just like there's no wrong way to meditate. Like
Right.
people think it's this step by step. No, it's like meditation looks different for everyone too. There is no right or
100%.
wrong. So it's same thing with crystals.
Absolutely. Hmm.
What would you say for people, especially like, I feel like the three biggies for most people are love,
Yeah.
abundance, monetary
Yeah.
wise, health, happiness, and
Sure.
purpose. What would you say for abundance? What would be something
Um,
textbook
sure.
for people
Two
to start
come to
out with?
mind. Citrine, which is a yellow
Okay.
one. This is a natural citrine point. So
Oh, how
actually,
pretty.
next to us, but you can't see it. I have two money trees and I have a crystal grid around it, and it's just and malachite. Malachite's a
Okay.
green one. That's really good for bringing in
That's
money.
pretty.
So
Wow.
I have, like I said, malachite, citrine. I have two money trees, and I have a crystal grid amplified by crystal quartz. Um, love. Let's see here. So rose quartz. Rose quartz is really good for love, 100%. I for healing. Oh wait, you said healing. I'm like, what else? Purpose. Purpose, I would kind of just recommend you to find any stone that resonates with you. I mean,
Okay.
I'm somebody who, this one's a good one too. This is guava quartz. This is a new one that just came out of Brazil. It's like a pinky purple stone. This
Yeah.
is really good
It's
for love
pretty.
too. It's pretty. I mean, you're not even it's the color doesn't like show up well on video, but
It looks like amethyst from my view. It looks like
right.
raw amethyst.
But it's guava quartz.
Oh,
So
cool.
and let's see here. For purpose, yeah, like I said, I hmm that's a good one. I'm like sitting here, I'm like, So I like, you stumbled me. It's good.
Hi.
No, I love it because I honestly I think whatever crystal resonates with you for purpose,
Right.
that's probably what I would use because I'll go in like I'll be like, okay, I like this crystal right now. I like this crystal right now. I like this crystal right
Right.
now. And every time I'm using them for a purpose. So I think
Exactly.
that, and for healing, this is pre-height. It's a green one. And
Ooh.
I love this one. When I'm doing healing work, Archangel Raphael comes through this. I love it.
Wow. I remember
I
you
love it.
showing that when I was on yours and you
Yeah.
pull that out and I was like, oh my God, that is
I'm like, let
so
me show you
pretty.
again. He wants to
It
come
is.
back.
It's so pretty.
They're my
It's
friends.
so pretty.
So, I mean, really, I would recommend for anyone that's getting started in crystals, get like a basic crystal kit. So I would get amethyst, citrine, quartz, smoky quartz, rose quartz, a lot of quartzes.
Right.
um, and I would also try to maybe coordinate them with the colors of the chakras, so that
Smart.
way it's like you're bringing, like, maybe I want to speak my truth more. You're going to get something blue. So you want to get maybe blue lace agate, like you have the kyanite, which
Yeah,
is good for creativity, but it's also good for helping you speak your truth. Um,
absolutely.
yeah, really get anything that resonates with you. I'm like looking over. You guys, I have a problem. You have no idea how many
You
crystals I
guys,
have.
for people that don't know, Rachel has this huge, like on the side of her wall,
I
there's just
do.
tons of crystals
I'm like looking
there.
at them. I was like,
Yeah, so if you see her looking, that's what she's doing because
and
there's
she's talking.
just a huge crystal wall. It's so beautiful. I'm
She's
like, oh,
talking to her. She's talking to her team. Hey guys, tell me who wants to play today.
it's so beautiful, you guys. She has so many crystals
So
over
funny.
there. No, I love that. Now, what would you say? Because I know like crystals go along, it's kind of like typical with feng shui, right?
Yes.
And I've heard a lot of people say to get those quartz, those energizing quartz, and stick them in the corners of your house to
Hmm.
kind of create this like inside grid to amplify the
Sure.
entire home. Is
So
that true?
that is true. Yes. But I have taken it a step further, and I have not. So there are people that do get huge giant crystals, whatever resonates with them. It doesn't have to be core, it can be whatever resonates with you. And they grid
Okay.
the external of their property, and they grid their house. I actually have copper rods that grid my house and
Okay.
grid inside this room, which for me that brings in that kind of like that force field of energy. I do, like I said in the beginning, I do energy healing. So I actually do sacred soul alignments that will protect my property and my land. And so I'm doing more of an energetic cleanse, and I don't have
Right.
to physically, because remember, energy follows intention. I don't have
That's
to
right.
physically place something, throughout my property that somebody might take. I don't know. Like
Right.
I don't feel comfortable leaving something that I would value that much, because where I live, it's we're in a subdivision, and people be like, what is that girl doing? It's bad enough I'm outside filming my TikToks or my YouTube videos with my crystals. I'm like, ooh, like but
No, I
like
think it's great. You guys, she does
praying to
these
the
little
moon.
YouTube shorts, and she'll put a crystal on there and tell you the name of it. They're so educational. I love them. I love watching them. Seriously,
Well,
I
if
really
you
do.
saw me film them, you would be like, I'm like sneaking outside.
The neighbors like looking around like,
Sometimes
what is
I'm
she
like, oh
doing?
gosh,
Protection, guys, protection. No, I love that. Listen, it is what it is,
gotta
right?
do what you gotta do. Yeah.
I want to go back just a
Sure.
little bit because I know that we were talking about cleansing the home with a
Mm-hmm.
crystal. And for a lot of people, they probably were like, well, what do I say? And I've
Good
always
point.
found that it doesn't have to be this scripted thing. It's whatever you feel in your heart to say to cleanse your space, to get rid of any bad energy in the home. So as long as you have the intention behind it, there is nothing
I agree.
scripted for someone to say. Like if they're, what would you say to that?
So, two things. One, I agree with you, but I'm also somebody who does like to have a script, because I
Okay.
kind of get like both sides. Yes, I 100% agree with you. I don't have to necessarily have, but I think we get held up on, am I doing it right?
Right.
Am I doing it
Exactly.
right? And yes, you are, because energy follows intention, and you can just say, use this smoke, use this crystal to cleanse away any negative energy, anything that is, no longer brings us purpose in this house. Please clear it away. Please transmute it. Please send it back to wherever it came from. But you can get like good books. Like this is Magical Mediumship by
Cool.
Danielle Dion, and she's got like really good like how to clear your space, and about, so like she'll do sacred smoke. So if I'm doing a cleansing, I'm gonna use like, I have sprays, like I have Palo Santo spray, I have sage
Okay.
spray, I have sage sticks, but my kids don't like the way it smells. I use Palo Santo. I used it at work the other day. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, the energy is very heavy here today, guys. Like,
Smudge.
I was like,
My kids hate those. My kids, I have the smudge sticks too. I have
yeah,
the sage. I don't care. I'm like, give me buttercup, sage in the house. I'm like, you bring this negative juju energy in
yeah,
my home. I'm saging you. I'm saging the house.
I
Deal
do.
with it.
I do more. I like Palo Santo. I like that
I
it
have that
smells
too.
better. But
Yeah,
like
it does.
this one, I really like. She does, so she'll clear the space, light your herbs, sweep the smoke in or the crystal over your body, allow yourself to shift into a mindset. And she calls on the spirit. So I call to the spirits of the north. I call to the spirits of the east. I call to the spirits of the south. I call to the spirits of the west. I call to those of great above, and I call to those of great below. So, and I call to those on my left, I call to those on my right, and those in my center, those in my heart. May there always be peace between us. Then she goes into, I banish any unwanted, harmful energy from this space. I invoke the most harmonious, helpful, healing energies, for what I'm trying to do today. So I
Right.
like that. And I like having, and I'll just Google, like, what's a good cleansing script? And
Right.
then as you do it, like you said, when we do things over and over and over again, it becomes, repetition, and then it's ingrained into our psyche.
Right.
And then I also feel just by you doing the action of it, you don't have to do a cleansing script.
Right.
You're doing, and like you said, energy follows intention. So if I'm taking my selenite, which is a big piece, woo! Like, I mean, I know what it's going to cleanse the energy. So I don't have to have this big, super huge prayer to kind of
Right.
cleanse the energy. I'm going to open up my windows. I'm going to sweep it out and be like, bye.
Right. And that's the key too, guys. Make sure that you open up a window or door, because that is a way to release any kind of negative energy in your home. So make sure you crack something, a door, a window in
It's
each
good for
room.
blessing too.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I've heard too, I don't know if this is a old wives' tale or whatnot,
Yeah.
so maybe you can clear the air here. When you're cleansing a space, I've always been told not to walk out of the room with your back facing the room you were just in, to walk out backwards. Is that an old wives' tale
I will
or?
say that that is something that I am not familiar with, but
Okay.
I mean, I can see, I guess, where it's coming from. But then I'm like, what protections do you have up or don't have up if you have to walk out a different way out of your room? See, I'm like, you can
Right.
tell my brain is like,
And that's the thing, because you hear so many, everybody believes,
yeah,
and there is no, again, no, for me, no right or wrong.
no,
It's just, do people do that? Do people not
right.
do that?
I mean, I guess I think you should do whatever you feel is aligned within your soul and within your
Yeah,
being. And I think as long as you have, your intentions in place and it's the best and highest good, I mean, good will prevail.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm huge, like, honestly, like, I love having crystals. Crystals have been a huge part of my
Yeah,
healing journey with everything I've gone
same.
through. And I think it's just so awesome to have another tool to help raise your
Yeah.
vibration for your highest good, so that you could have more clarity in your life. You could have the answers that are within you. This goes back to all the answers are within us. We've talked
Yeah.
about this already. So I love this.
Me too. I mean, honestly, like you said, crystals are, I mean, they can be used for anything and they're accessible. So, and they're not like, you can go to any crystal shop and just say, hey, what do you recommend? I mean, somebody will help you out at a shop and just be like, because they've got little tubs and just
They do.
look at the descriptions. Be like, oh, that resonates with me. Or maybe the color resonates with you. It doesn't matter. Like, and they're not like, I feel like some of the tools that we may use may be kind of not as mainstream as crystals are. Like if I'm going to sit here and talk to you about, okay, I'm going to travel to this dimension in my tetrahedron of energetic, light, and I'm going to like this other dimension, you're going to be like, what? Don't stop. But if I'm saying like, oh, let's use this aventurine for creativity, you'll be like, okay, like
Right.
we're not quite there
Okay.
yet.
Right. It's like, okay, yeah. And this is something, just like I said, another tool that I wanted to give my
Yeah.
viewers access to, something to put in their toolbox, because it's all about becoming our best selves all the
Yeah.
time. And I'm just so grateful that you had the time to jump on here with me today and explain everything. Because I'm so great. Girl, I love you.
You're so
You know
pretty.
I love you. This has been awesome. And you guys, I mean it. Check out Rachel's show. It is so awesome. You actually have 3 podcasts, don't you?
I've merged them all together. So I have so the Spiritual Spotlight series, which Dawn is coming up on. I'm super excited for her show to come out. I think it comes out in October. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
Um
I had fun.
it's so much fun. And then I have we have a couple different series now within the Spiritual Spotlight series. So I have wonderful people that I interview just myself, like Dawn, and then I have two other shows. It's Me Not You with two other so Jake and Melissa are on that show. They're both psychic mediums and we just kind of talk about spiritual topics. Then I have another show, The Beauty of Gray, with Michelle and Jake, who are both witches, and so we get to learn about witchcraft and how it applies to everyday life, I guess. And then I have another one. I guess I lied. I have a lot.
Come on,
It's
yeah, girl, come on.
let's see here. It's what is it called? Oh goodness, it's with my sister. Oh geez. Well, my sister's an atheist and I'm a spiritual person, so we talk about like how like we navigate our family and our life by one person being super spiritual, because my family doesn't resonate necessarily with that, And then
Right.
also with my sister who's atheist, which my family also doesn't resonate with that. So I do that with my sister as well. So, but
Love that.
they're all within the same podcast. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
You know, and that's a perfect example. I have to just say this.
Sure.
I love how no matter what you guys believe in, it's still accepted. You can have your differences and agree to disagree, but have this mutual respect of beliefs. What would our world look like if everyone had that mindset?
Well, it would be
My
amazing because I'll tell you, just yesterday, I was over at my parents' house and they're super like Christian, like they're Christian. That's their road.
Right.
And it was funny because somebody was talking about, imagine if you didn't have these beliefs and this and that. And I turned to my sister, I'm like, hey, psh, hey, hey, psh, hey, atheist, hey, because I can be.
And that's the beauty of it. Like you guys all have different beliefs, yet there's still a level of respect and
There is.
unconditional love. And yet
For
you're
the
allowed
most part.
to believe what you but that's true. Like, yeah, I get you may not agree on the spiritual level, but at the end of the day, there's
We're
a level of respect.
Yeah. A Tale of Two Sisters. That's what it's called. I knew it would
Oh,
come to
I
me
love
eventually.
that.
So
That you guys.
you're
Aw.
so cute.
I
It's
love
really
that.
funny. But we found that we don't like to disagree with each other. So we can't be too controversial because we're always like, I see your point.
I love it.
So,
Rachel, thank you so
I'm sorry.
much.
I'm so sorry. One more thing. I apologize about crystals. I recommend for anyone who's wants to amplify their experience with crystals and maybe like put a crystal quartz underneath your bed, a point, and it will amplify your dream time. And it will, like, let's say you want to open up more of your psychic abilities and whatnot. I'm sorry, you're in. Put a crystal quartz point underneath your bed. Have it go underneath where your pillow is, and then it will actually help activate more of your dream time, and it will also help to open up your psychic abilities. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Oh, and done. Like that's starting tonight.
But if it gets too intense, remove the crystal quartz. But make sure you set the intention. Will my guides please help me to, I want to open up more of my abilities. I want to help remember my dreams. Make sure you have a dream journal next to your bed. And then really this will help open you up big time.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Oh yeah, I'm trying that tonight because I have clear quartz and yeah. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
having me on.
Yes, thank you guys so much today for checking out this episode. I am so blessed for all your likes, shares, subscribes, guys. Thank you so much for watching this and supporting the channel and getting the word out. Rachel, I will put all your contact information in the description box so that people can contact you for Akashic Records readings and education on crystals. Like, I love this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guys,
I really appreciate
I will see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for viewing, and I'll see you on the next one.